Hey everybody! For this presentation, I'm talking about the genus Photobacterium. This bacterium stood out to me partly because it's scientifically fascinating, but also because it reminded me how everything in nature, even the tiniest organisms we never see, play a role in supporting life. We tend to think about big animals, forests, or lakes, but photobacteria are a great example of how the smallest things keep ecosystems running smoothly. Let's talk about habitat. Photobacterium is almost entirely a marine genus. They live in seawater, deep ocean layers, marine sediments, and even inside animals like fish and squid. They aren't just random passengers. Some species form real partnerships with these animals. For example, in certain squid species, they live inside light organs and actually help the squid camouflage at night by matching the moonlight. Isn't that cool? That kind of relationship shows how interconnected life is. A microbe gives an animal a survival tool, and in return, the animal gives the bacteria a home and nutrients. That's nature in balance. Another thing that I like is that Photobacterium can live in extreme parts of the ocean. Places where pressure is crushing, places where people have never been besides in a submarine. Light never reaches these places, and temperatures are freezing. Even there, life finds a way. Every time I learn about organisms like this, it reminds me how alive the entire planet is, even in places we almost never think about. Let's talk about cell structure. Structurally, Photobacterium are gram-negative rods, very classic in shape. They're usually 1 to 3 micrometers long. That's smaller than an eyelash, which means millions of them could fit on a single grain of sand. They have a thin cell wall with an outer membrane, and many species have flagella, so they can move freely through the water, although it may be a haphazard style of movement. But the coolest thing inside them is the bioluminescent machinery. Some species have a luciferase enzyme system that lets them produce soft blue-green light. It's almost like a tiny living lantern. And that glow isn't just pretty. It has real evolutionary purpose, helping animals hide, communicate, or attract prey. On to metabolic lifestyle. Photobacterium's metabolism is chemo-organo-heterotrophic. Now, if you haven't taken Dr. Schemer's class, you're probably not going to know what that is. So, that's a long way of saying they depend on organic carbon, natural material for energy and growth. And I appreciate that because it shows how even microbes participate in nutrient cycling. They help break down organic compounds in the ocean, keeping the water clean and the food web functioning. They're also facultative anaerobes, meaning they can shift gears if oxygen levels drop. That adaptability is another reminder of how resilient life is. When something in the environment changes, microbes are usually the first to adjust. They set an example for flexibility that bigger organisms, humans included, could probably learn from and study. Let's talk about electron donors and acceptors. Photobacterium use simple organic molecules as electron donors: sugars, amino acids, fatty acids, and when oxygen is available, that's their main electron acceptor. But if oxygen runs low, they switch to alternatives, like nitrate. In the glowing species, oxygen becomes part of the light reaction. They literally use oxygen to make visible light. There's something poetic about that. A life form taking one of the ocean's most important gases and turning it into illumination. Onto environmental requirements. Photobacterium needs salt. That's a defining trait. Most species grow best at salinity levels similar to seawater. That's one of the strongest ecological ties that keeps them connected to marine ecosystems. Temperature varies a lot depending on species. Some live in warm surface waters, others only grow at near freezing temperatures in the deep sea. They prefer neutral pH and usually oxygen. But again, they're flexible. The ocean is full of shifting gradients: light, oxygen, pressure, depths, temperature, and This genus is a reminder of how organisms adapt to all of those things. On to the most important defining traits. So if I were to boil the genus down to its core traits, here they are. Many species of Photobacterium glow using bioluminescence, things that we're used to seeing in things like jellyfish and some algal blooms in tidal areas. Photobacterium are strongly tied to the marine environment. They're salt dependent. They form symbiotic relationships with animals. Photobacterium are metabolically flexible, and they help cycle organic matter in the ocean. That last one is important to me personally because it shows how even microbes are caretakers of ecosystems. They help maintain the balance the same way plants, fish, birds, and even us do. It's something to think about. And if you're a student who needs a memory trick, the easiest way to remember the genus is simple. Photobacterium. Photo, as in light. They're the glowing marine bacteria. The name tells the story. In closing, overall, Photobacterium is a salt-loving, ocean-dwelling genus that can glow, support marine animals, break down organic matter, and thrive in environments that most life can't handle. It's a reminder that nature is full of hidden relationships, even between a microbe and a squid, and that every living thing, no matter how small, contributes to the health and stability of the entire world around us. And this is why life is so important. Even the tiniest of microbes make the greatest of differences in ecosystems. So not only do we have to protect the macro, we need to enforce protecting the micro. That's my overview of Photobacterium. Thanks for listening.